Hey friends, welcome back to Big Nate's Whiskey Lounge. I am Nate, and today we're going to do a rye video. A rye that I've actually am really excited to try. A lot of people like it. I was able to try a pour at this at the Buffalo Whiskey Ride I went to back in March, which I guess it's still March, so a couple weeks ago. And I liked it. I knew that I had wanted to grab it. I just hadn't yet, and then we tried it at the Riot, and I really enjoyed it. This is going to be Sagamore Double Oak Rye. So this is going to be a straight rye whiskey, and it is double matured. So they matured it once, and then they finished it in a second in more oak. This comes in at 48.3% ABV or 96.6 proof. Now, Sagamore Spirits does come out of Baltimore, Maryland, and when you talk to their reps and if you're on their website, they do promote Maryland Rye, Maryland Rye, Maryland Rye. That's fine from a marketing perspective. However, this is distilled by MGP. Now, I do not know if I probably could do some research and double check it a little more and probably come up with an answer pretty quick, but I'm not going to do that. This might be the classic 95.5 MGP, but we don't know. It could be their own. It could be their own mash bill created for Sagamore. I don't know. But when I was at the Sagamore table was the third table I was at that day. So I went to Nelson Greenbrier, that was also combined with High West, and there was a Texas distillery that was an all-women owned, which was really cool. An all-women owned and operated Texas distillery. And then we went to the Sagamore. And as we're walking up, the guy immediately launches into a pitch about, you know how bourbon is Kentucky? Well, rye is that to Maryland, and he started launching into this story. And there's a level where I'm okay with that, but I know that this is MGP. So I know this comes from Indiana. So now I don't know if it ages all at MGP and then goes over to Maryland. I don't know, and we don't know if the double oaking occurs in Maryland. It could all occur at MGP, where it's aged for the, 4 to 5 years, and then it is transferred into toasted wave stave barrels for an additional 18 months. So we know that it is at minimum, it's at minimum 5 years. If they used 4 years old, then it's 4.5, then it's 5.5 years with the extra aging. And if it's 5, then it's over 6. However, they're probably only legally allowed to count the initial aging and not the finishing, so it is only 4 to 5. So I don't know if it's 100% aged at MGP and finished at MGP and then sent to Maryland, or if it's aged a little bit of time at MGP, sent over, finishing aging at Maryland and then finished in Maryland, or if it's, I just don't know. And I'm not going to waste too much time speculating. Now, this is not a fresh crack. I did crack this. I bought this a couple days after the riot, and then I cracked it pretty much right away at the Cigar Lounge. Really nice, deep color on it. Something started hissing, and it kind of freaked me out for a second. It was the seal on that was bubbling. So part of the reason why I kind of waited so long was because I wasn't as into the double oaked or the toasted oaked or things like that. But I started being a little bit more open-minded to it. Obviously, I've had the Woodford double oak. I have it behind me. You can't see it because I'm fat. But I have it behind me, and I do like that. And then obviously Master's Keep 1 was a double oaked product. So I've been more open-minded to it. However, and this is probably going to piss a couple of people off, and I'm not saying that this is my opinion. I had a buddy of mine make a comparison. In his opinion, double oaked whiskey is to whiskey what IPAs are to beer. And his reason for that is, while there are good IPAs out there, not a beer fan, not an IPA fan, I'm just going to take his word for it. While there are good IPAs out there, some distilleries, especially micro distilleries, will do an IPA when they have something go wrong, and it's in order to correct it. And so there's a theory by some people that that's how finished whiskey started. Now, I do know that that is true in the case of the Whiskey Tribe. One of their first releases that they got was a little funky, and so they finished it. That's actually still really cool. I have no issue with that. Hey, we have this whiskey. We took so much time I mean, it was MGP, but it took time to distill, time to age, and it's just a little off. So let's do something else to it that does not mess with the boundaries of what it legally can be, and let's see what we can do with it. So again, this is a rye, which I mentioned that I've been becoming a big fan of. I'm getting a toasted coconut note. Thor, chill, bro. Hold, please. And we're back. So I was getting a toasted coconut, which I like the smell of. I mentioned that when I did the Master's Keep one that I'm not a big fan of coconut, but again, it's texture versus anything else. I don't mind the smell of it, and I kind of am starting to like it in whiskey. So I'm getting pretty classic rye notes, caramel, a little bit of hazelnut. It's really nice. This is a really nice rye. Now in my area, this is a $50, $60 bottle. And I'd pay that. I mean, I did pay it. No, it's interesting. It is only a 750 ml, but the bottle looks bigger to me for some reason. Really cool bottle shape, really cool design. This is the only Sagamore. No, correction. This is not the only Sagamore I've had. It's the only one I've owned, and it's the only one I've drank a lot of. But I had a couple of their other ones when I was there. And also, they just came out. They just released a rum cask finish, and I had that there. And so they released that a couple days after we were at the riot, and so I was able to try it before they released it. And that was good. Not as good as the double oak though. The double oak is better, in my opinion, and in my buddy's opinion. Pretty classic rye, pretty hugging, but classic rye, but it doesn't have a massive finish on it. Really nice, really comforting. Maybe a little bit of a spiced bread, but I'm not picking up like a banana or something like that. I'm not picking up, but that's really good. So that's going to be Sagamore Spirit Double Oaked Rye. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. Tell me if you like Sagamore Double Oak. Tell me if you like double oaked or finished whiskeys, what you like, what you prefer. So again, please hit that like button. Show me a little bit of love if you would be so kind. Comment if you have any comments, and then please remember to be subscribed and click that bell notification. I like to do 2 videos a week, and they're usually Tuesday, Friday when I release them, and that is obviously subject to change depending on what I'm doing. But appreciate you sticking around. Love the support from you guys. Cheers.